old women with tea towels on their heads to make a few quid, then think again. It's a science.
Oh, get
and
off.
here to tell us more is Robert Lown. Not Lown. I do apologise, yes. I knew I was going to do that.
I've never been for a loan, it's okay.
I know, Lown, I do apologise. I was practising it all morning, I knew I'd get it wrong.
Don't worry, Robin, I'm the cynic in the corner.
How credible an art is hand reading?
It's very credible these days. In fact, it was old-fashioned palmistry, but as genetic qualities now are being discussed and scientists are getting on with it, we know now that the fingerprints are also genetic, but the whole hand is genetic. It starts in the womb. Your fingerprints were there since the 13th week.
That is incredible. That is incredible. But what can we tell from our hands?
We can tell an awful lot. Scientists now begin to prove, and particularly in places, you know, such as universities, medical universities, we can look at hands and we can understand things about how the body deteriorates and also repairs. It's a matter of looking at how people have a propensity for heart problems or autism or dyslexia. All those kind of things now are being
through
found.
the hand?
And fertility. There's a fertility index which is now almost proved.
Oh, that's interesting. OK, so we're going to have a look at everybody in the audience, everyone at home now can look at your hand. They're going to be doing this for all day. So there are 4 distinct shapes, aren't there?
There are 4 distinct shapes, yeah.
Okay,
this is old-fashioned palmistry, but we're updating it.
All right, so can you talk us through the 4, please?
Very simply, yes. The first one is... First one is... It's easy to talk about elements.
All right.
All right? Because everyone knows the fire, earth, air, water.
Okay.
And the connections in language for that.
So what's the first one?
Fire. Let's have a look at fire, people. The fire hand is actually typified particularly, and there's no pure types here, but shorter fingers and longer hands. I reckon that Frenchman must have had short fingers and long hands. He's probably got short legs now. Short fingers, pointed fingers, are often show artistic qualities and the ability to use your mind in a creative way. And particularly average to small square hand. That's the fire.
Thank you. Now we're looking at the right hand. Is it all the right hand? Should we
Well, put out the right hands because most people look at their right hands instinctively.
Oh, fine. Okay.
If you are a left-hander, look at your dominant hand, so look at your left.
All right. So can we look at the next one, please?
Yes, the next one will be earth.
Earth, okay.
This is quite a lot of difference. A very heavy hand in the base, particularly a large, chubby, square hand. It's a heavy-looking thumb. People with a heavy-looking thumb.
That's you.
Yeah, and the length of fingers are inclined to be equal to the palm. So you've got a square, chubby hand, equal length of fingers, and you can measure it from the middle finger down the palm.
Okay.
You measure it that way.
So, all right, now the next one, please.
And after that, we've got air type. We find a lot of these people in the media industry, and particularly people who get bored very quickly. Longer fingers show more cerebral. They're actually in the mind, and they have a long finger and thumbs, get bored very quickly.
That's like
large...
your hand.
Oh, she's spotted it. Look at that, she's
That
doing
is you.
palmistry.
Oh,
and a large square hand. And these people actually get bored very quickly, but like to investigate.
Oh, there we are, that's you.
Boom.
OK, I'll keep you amused, I hope.
Oh, I hope you
what's
do.
the last one?
Yes, right, water. Now, these people are great talkers of the universe. They don't do a lot, but they talk a lot. But they can actually be quite conceptual because they've got long fingers.
The man from Atlantis.
Well, sort of, and often a lot of fine lines. And I do believe that Diana Spencer had very long, fine hands, but they're very much subtle people. They do things in very subtle ways.
OK, all right. So next from that, we're going on to the fingerprints, which we're going to look at very briefly. Now, the fingerprints,
very, very briefly indeed.
Different.
We now know these are genetic readouts, and they've been used since 1926 to actually, corner criminals. Basically speaking, there are 4 types: the whirl, which is like a target, an arch, a loop, and a composite. And actually, you'll see that's part of the profile of a personality. It's personality profiling.
OK, thank you very much for having a look. OK, now the lines. Now that's, to me, that does, scream of your earrings and towels on your head.
I kept those off. Lines are very, very clear, and most people have clear lines. And the clearer the lines are on people's hands, the more fire type they are, the more action perspective, and usually generally healthier. The heart line is the first one at the top under the fingers. That tells us how we emotively feel. And where it courses through the hand and where it starts and ends tells us more. The headline is the second line down, and that is also connected to the brain cortex. And we know science has proved now that there's more of the brain cortex, that's the base of the brain, given to the hands than any other part of the body. And we've also got the lifeline round the thumb. This is one that most people know. It doesn't mean to say if it's long, you're going to have a long life, or short, a short life. It's propensity and tenacity to be here. I saw an old lady at 80, she had a short lifeline, and she's still here today. And the fate line is more your work line. Your work line, your purpose. And most people have a very consistent one, shows a long career.
Oh, hopefully. OK, now we are looking at one
Mine
person's
is mercifully
hand.
brief.
We don't have time. going to look at both, but we're going to have a look at my hand, and I'm a little bit scared now. Okay, there's my hand from
It's an earthy comment, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Is that your hand?
Yes.
God, isn't it ugly?
Well, it's the only bit of
I'm
it.
used to it.
Okay,
All right. What am I? Am I air?
Yes. What I'm looking for at the moment, and tell the audience here, is that I'm looking at the fingerprints because it's the only way we can get a very quick
fingernails
key.
dirty. Look at the dirt under those.
Shush
You
you.
appear with that.
Right, straight away this has got a mix. Everyone's a bit of a mix. We've got a little bit of earth here. We've got a lot of fire here in the fingers.
Ooh.
But we have particularly a very curved index finger, the first finger, index,
That's
as you can
arthritis.
see. It is
And
naturally.
my family all have it.
Well, they all have it because they're acquisitive. It's called the acquisitive fingers. People like this
Ah.
collect things. Normally good things. They have a good feel for antiques and good things for quality.
I do. I collect
You'll
everything.
come from
I never get rid of
you come
anything.
from a family of pawnbrokers.
Shush, this is amazing. Okay.
She has 4 fingers, not 3, Terry.
Okay.
Right. And the middle finger that turns towards the ring finger, which is the second and third finger, yeah, that they move together, it's actually need for security. People like this often like to have a little bit in reserve to keep a bit of security behind them.
No, I am. I am insecure as well.
Yeah.
So, oh, no, what else? What else?
And we have here the little finger, which actually shows the quirky charm of a person. And
There won't be much of that then.
oh, hard. And
Am I going to have a long life?
yeah, well, let's do the
Live
fingers
long
first
and
of all.
prosper, Jim.
Right, so this is more the air part. She gets bored very quickly, and the fire part, she's an action perspective. She likes to know everything, get it just about right. So you know, she
yeah.
goes over things a lot.
Definitely.
And here it shows in the lifeline where the headline and the lifeline don't join. It shows taking a risk. This lady every now and then takes a huge risk. Doesn't know why she does it, but she just takes a huge risk.
I guess quite because she's totally barking. Does that
This
show
is
anything-
amazing.
Show that anywhere?
Oh,
Right.
we've
Madness?
run out of
Right,
time.
no, coming up the
Shouting?
lifeline
He's
here.
shouting here?
Very big change here, and change in your work line, particularly here in your mid-30s.
Work life.
My mid-30s, I'm 39 and it hasn't happened. Actually, I did. I went on
has.
stage. You're quite right. I did.
Oh.
Oh, you're quite right. Thank you very much. I did.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're absolutely right about all of that. That was amazing.
Yeah, I still feel as if I'm in the tent with the lady with a
No,
handkerchief.
thank you.
Still to come. Thank you, sir. Still to come. Why women